Did you know that 1 in 6 US households are currently behind on their utility bills? This means that 21.8 million households are in danger of what is coming this coming week. But what is coming this week? This week, the week before Christmas, we are expecting to see an Arctic blast come straight from Siberia. This is going to impact millions and millions of people. Meteorologists are actually projecting that this is going to be the coldest temperatures we have seen in more than a decade. And according to meteorologists, they are saying, and their computer models are telling us, that we are going to see average temperatures decrease by about 30 degrees. That's huge. Now, obviously, this news alone should shock millions of people. However, it is what comes after this that is going to cause some problems and potentially put 21.8 million households in danger even further. But what is putting 21.8 million households in danger? Well, it's their utility bills. Their utility bills keep on racking up. And keeping one's home warm in the winter is a tough task. Just raising the temperature by 1 degree will actually raise your utility bill by 3%. And again, when 21.8 million people are currently behind in their utility payments, this isn't a feasible number. But let me read you some facts. This is a fact. In the United States, the average utility payment is $291 per month. The average electricity payment is $118 per month. And the average natural gas payment is $62 per month. And let me know down in the comment section below, how much are you paying? Are you paying more or less for your utilities? But let's use simple math here. Raising your home's temperature by 1 degree would cost you $3.54 more per month if you use electricity. But if you're heating your home with natural gas, that means it will cost you $1.86 more per month. But here's where things get somewhat tricky. If you have to heat your home to keep it at its current degree, whatever that may be, during a cold blast, it makes it almost impossible. So you have to turn up the heat. Now, according to recent studies, they say that this actually will increase your utility payment by 12%. That's big. This means that if you have electric heat, it will cost you $14.16 more per month if you have an average utility bill, or $7.44 more per month to use natural gas. And obviously, like I said, when 21.8 million households are already behind on utility payments, this is not something that's going to make it easier to get caught up with. However, I do have some good news for some people in a couple states and one city. And that is that they are starting to use some of their relief funds to help people through this crisis. For instance, states like New York and California, they're providing assistance in this tough time. In New York, they have received more than $412 million that they're going to be using in federal funding to go to their Home Energy Assistance Program, also known as HEAP. Now, this means eligible homeowners and renters could receive up to $1,126 to help pay for their higher utility costs. This is good news. And in California, they announced that they will be using $647 million. They're going to help more than 1.4 million households pay overdue energy bills. Now, here's the thing. The energy bills they're going to help pay for, they had to be accrued between March 2020 and December 31st, 2021. Even though those bills are not current, they still need to be paid. They are still being counted as overdue. And so this is still going to help millions of people. And in a city like Spokane, Washington, they actually had their city council approve additional spending. They're going to take $4 million to cover delinquent utility bills, and this is going to help lower income residents. So that's good news there. It's not just states. Also, cities are reaching out to help as well. So if you are currently behind on your bills, first, I would look into additional resources that your city, your county, or your state could be offering at this time. Now, the reason I say that 21.8 million households are in danger is simple. If you don't pay your utility bills, they can actually be disconnected. You can get your electricity disconnected. You can get your natural gas disconnected or blocked. That is a problem. And it is a major problem when we are currently going to experience some massive cold blasts. But here's one other thing that you need to know. Right now, we are already experiencing power outages. We are. This isn't I'm not here to spread fear. I'm here to just make sure you guys are prepared and you've been warned ahead of time. We are already experiencing power outages because of the ice, because of the snow, because of the cold, because of the overuse in the power grid. Guess what? It's only going to get worse. Next week, the week of Christmas, it is expected to get worse. We may not have electricity. So, be prepared for that and do what you can to make sure your bills are paid. Now, I know a lot of people are going to watch this video and think, okay, that's great, but what can I do? Well, I want to give you 4 tips to help you save money during this winter. And these are actually pretty simple. The first one is to turn down your heat. Oh, you're probably thinking, what? You just said we were going to experience a cold blast, and now you want me to turn down my heat? No. You should turn down your heat at night. Here's why. According to experts, they say that it is actually better to sleep in a colder room. Your room temperature should be between 65 and 67 degrees at night. If this is the case, you will sleep better. They also say you are in your bed, most likely under a blanket. You could potentially have, cozy pajamas on, whatever. And this helps you sleep better. So, if that's the case, turn down your heat and you could actually save a little bit of money. And by a little bit, I'm talking about 4%. According to experts, they say you don't need to shut your heat off, just turn it down a little bit, and you could potentially save 4% per month off your heating bills. Another tip is to turn down your water heater. This is something that most people don't realize, but a water heater is most likely set at 140 degrees by default. According to experts, they say 120 degrees is the right temperature. By just turning down your water heater by 20 degrees, you may never notice this, but it will save you some money. Another tip is to only run full appliances. This includes things like your washer, your dryer, and your dishwasher. Experts say that by only running a full load, you would use your appliance less, which again is going to save you money. And this is something that I personally have a tough time with, but experts recommend that you unplug any appliances or electronics that are not in use. They say anything that has a standby light, you should consider unplugging when it's not in use. These are things like televisions, game consoles, computers, Keurig, printers, and things like that. Those things continue to use electricity, but you may not use them every single day. For example, a printer, you may use it once a week or once a month. If that's the case, unplug it, plug it back in when you actually need to use it. Again, something like this can save you money. Now, in a time when 21.8 million households are currently behind in paying their utility bills, this is turning into a problem. As we see it get colder and colder throughout the winter, again, we are just now in the middle of December. When we get into the end of December, when we get into January, possibly even February, we are expected to see extreme cold weather. If that's the case, your bills are likely to go up. And if this is the case, you are going to pay more money. And if you currently cannot afford your utility bill, then you could expect a shutoff in the near future. So my advice to you is to do whatever you can to save money and get your utility payments paid and get them up to date. You don't want to shut off in this tough time. So that's what we know as of this moment. If you have any questions whatsoever, please ask your questions down in the comment section below. Again, just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.